Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
You know, even though a lot of these snakes I've had for years and years, they're still quite finicky eaters. Sometimes they don't like people around. I see you left your food behind, so you're not going to eat this week. So, first up is Miss Taipan. And her food requires a little preparation because she can't quite figure out sometimes what end is the end to start with. So what I usually do is I open the mouth of the rodent and I pull the tongue out so it's sticking out the side so she can get rat breath, and that helps her find right location, and we'll have a hook and just in case. Oh, there you go. Okay. And usually I place it up here for her in this way. It's not all full of substrate, even though a lot of times she'll knock it down. So she again is another one of these, I hate to use the term, but retarded, a little slow on the uptake on when to eat. She gets easily distracted, so we're going to feed the other characters, including this a-hole looking over my shoulder. He has just been a problem child all day. His light's out, and he was in his trap box, and I tried to closed the trap box door. He came out. He had his head partially out, so I released the pressure on the trap box, and he ended up coming out, and I had to slam the glass on his head also just to get him back in there. He wasn't a happy camper, but we're gonna feed him. Here you go, dude. Now we're down here now. Come on. All right, this is safe. You can't even hit it right on the first try. Now, if I was really daring, I could probably try to replace his light bulb while his head is occupied, but I'm not. So we've got some other guys. I'll catch him in the trap box at some point. Until then, he's just going to have to go without light. Are you interested in a rat, huh? Oh, all of a sudden you're not necessarily on feed. All right, well, I know she will be. Hello, over here.
Took a minute. I think she was asleep.
Yeah, I think she was asleep, and then my heat signature from my hand right in front of her face was like, "Whoa, what's that?"
Confused her a little.
And then she wrapped right around and took the rat. Now, I mean, she has some sort of neurological control issue with the upper part of her neck. And this is what causes problems shedding. So we're going to let her eat, even though she's not a problem eater. But look, she's still
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
She's farting around. So now, Mr. Taipan. Mr. Taipan generally isn't all that bad. Here's your rat. Okay, you killed it. The thing is, you have to move very slowly because that's what excites them. And you slowly withdraw from the cage and lock it down. Look how focused he is on the rat. He's looking for movement. And, you know, we've been in here with the blue, and we fluff out a blue towel and stuff, and they just go crazy. The forest cobra, the taipans just go nuts. Hi, Pink. Would you like something to eat? So, we're going to give Pink something to eat. Watch out, she has been explosive recently. Now, Pink won't eat again for another 2 weeks. She won't like that, but that's the way things go. You know, normally gaboons in the wild eat just 4 or 5, maybe 6 times a year or less. And we have a tendency to overfeed them. But a lot of times, when we walk past her cage, she will she'll strike the glass, and I hate for her to do that because it hurts her face. That was nicely inserted. I didn't even see it coming. So we'll let Pink fold that in half and swallow it. But being a gaboon, she can handle that. That's not like, you know, one of the other critters trying to fold a full-size mouse in half. There you go, girlie. So Mr. Taipan's already dragging his. Mr. Forest Cobra's already finished and looking for more. And Miss Taipan is still over here trying to figure out where the hell it went. She's gonna,
wait.
She's going to close her up. Nope. All right, so we got to leave because they will not. She will not find her food, and we don't want her. We don't want to waste the whole rat. Okay, so this is the male bush viper, a very lovely looking guy that that fed with the female. Now he looks a little bit dusty, which means that he may be going into a shedding cycle. But he's a bit of a reluctant feeder, as some males are. Now I only offer him food once every 2 weeks because usually I have to annoy him and get him to eat. And sometimes he'll eat quite readily. He'll come right up, but as you can see, he's like repulsed by the food. So
yeah, I think he was coming forward so he could try to bite you.
Me. Yes, I noticed that. He's like, you bastard, you're back again, I'm going to get you. Now come on. So this is stage 1, where I try to get him to strike and eat, even though he's reluctant in his cage. Stage 2, I'll bring him out and I'll put him on the blue towel and annoy him. Oops, you missed. That may have been my fault. Here. There you go. Oops. All right, you're going to be pissy, huh? You're going to be difficult. Meanwhile, Thud is like...
I'll take it.
Give it to me, I'll eat it. Come on, dude. Come on. I know if they don't bite and hold, they will just not feed. Come on. Come on. Now this is the trick with getting snakes to eat, especially males, is once they're holding the prey item, does not give the 100% I'm going to swallow it signal. You know, they're sneaky little devils. he'll hold that, and as soon as I sort of move back or turn my back, he'll spit it out and try to retreat. So we're going to keep our eye on him just like we keep our eye on this male insularis over there, who's pretty well finished, but we're not going to bother him. This guy, this is one of your foster babies. He was born in February of 2016. And, you know, Lori got him all feeding, and all of a sudden he becomes an adult male, and then taking frozen thawed food, which he had done his entire life up until like a year ago, was no big deal. All of a sudden it's a big deal. I don't want to eat that anymore. I'm a big boy and I want something else. So he's been feeding on live mice quite readily, and, you know, I really detest having to pester the snake to get them to eat. That's just not right. But the only other alternative is either cannula feed them or force feed them, you know, which is both, you know, quite an intrusive technique that I'd really prefer not to do, because it spoils the trust between the animal and me, because I have to restrain them. And it's also, of course, very dangerous because if they get their head free, they will bite you, and they'll be quite happily to envenomate you. Thud, on the other hand, is just happy that when food falls into his cage. Other than that, you know, he's a big puppy dog. If there's no food and his stomach's full, you know, you could handle him just like he would be a big rat snake, but, you know, we don't do that here. You may see me, you know, grab him mid-body. Ah, see you, little toad, you spit it out. Huh? All right. So, we have to play this game some more, huh? All right, so let me wet it down. Come on. Come on, I'm not done with you yet. Oh, stop it. All right, you want me to bring you out here? Last chance. If you're going to retreat, I am going to bring you out on the tabletop, so. All right.
I need to move back, so sorry, folks.
That's your
I'm
last.
up on a stool doing that because these cages are up a little too high.
That's your last warning, dude. You drop it and then you're coming out, because, like I said, I don't pester him every week to eat. I feed him every 2 weeks, and this is his week to eat. So he's going to eat, and very rarely do I concede defeat and let them not eat when it's their time to eat. So we'll see. We'll back off a little bit and see what he does with that.
Yeah, a lot of times if we move away, they will finally eat. They're just paranoid and don't want us nearby and have a full mouth because they don't know what we're going to do. In the meantime, what's going on with this little guy?
He's pretty much got it down. Now, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, maybe I'll offer him a second one since he hasn't eaten in a long time. I'd like to get him bulked back up a little bit. It really is disturbing to me when the animal is not eating, because if you wait too long to intercede, by this time their body has started, they have used up all their fat reserves, and they start metabolizing muscle, which releases byproducts that destroy their kidney and their liver. So it's better to intercede sooner rather than later. So if I can get him to take a second morsel of food, that would make me very happy.
Yeah, hi. Hi. Come out and say hello. You're so pretty.
So let me see if he'll take this without much provocation. If he doesn't, I'm not going to push it. You know, it may be a little bit too early in the process because that's still in his throat. So at this point, I'm not going to bother him. He looks like he's done. I'll give him one last shot at the mouse. Although we'd much rather have a shot at me, I think. Come on, dude. One more. Come on. No? Okay. Alright. You know, it's really a bit scary for me to tease feed, especially the insularis. They seem to stress so much when you tease feed them that I really don't want something to happen that happened previously. When they were much younger, I was tease feeding another young male, and I got him to eat, and then an hour later when I came back through the room to check, the snake had died. I had no idea why, other than perhaps it stressed out and couldn't cope with the situation because I was a little bit overzealous in my teasing. So I really prefer not to tease animals too much, but I do want them to eat. And for me, it's much better if I just take and cannula feed them if I think they're in trouble with their nutritional levels and stuff. So we're just gonna let him chill out, and that was a success because I got him to eat with little provocation. So now back here, over here at our, he's still got it in his mouth. He's sort of turned away. I'm not certain what he's going to do with it. So that's,
Well, we should probably just walk away completely. That's usually when they'll finally eat.
no, I will promise you, he will.
Spit it out?
Yeah, if I shut the cage door because we're going to leave, I would almost bet my lungs that I will find it on the cage floor a little later. So that's all I'm going to do. We'll just check back on him in a few minutes because we've got customers across the way that would be interested in something to eat.